Alright, hello and salutations everyone. Welcome back to yet another episode of Cleaning and Restoring. In this one, I'm going to be doing something that I personally love. An SNES mouse controller. Now these things are cool. I don't care whether you're a Nintendo fan or not, you have to admit that this is a cool idea. It's such a weird and dumb idea that I think no one would ever come up with, and anything stupid is right in my alley. So, yeah, we're going to clean and restore one of these bad boys. I'm not sure who all needs these, but these would be something that gets dirty a lot because your hand is constantly sitting on it. I use my left hand for computer mouses. I'm not sure if that's weird. I click with my middle finger and I right click with my pointer finger. Regardless, I'm going to show you how to clean these. Now, unlike everything else I've ever done, the first step is not to take out screws. First step, you got to take out the ball tracking thing. So you got to twist this piece in such a manner that it unclips itself, and it has arrows pointing like open this way. And I have to kind of dig my fingernails in order to get it to work because it's not easy by any means. But so basically you have to spin it out there. I think I just got it. Yeah. And then when you turn it upside down, the ball and your little ball cover circular thing, I have no clue what to call that, this piece comes out too. So these are both washable, obviously, but at the end I'll show you everything that is washable as a recap. So now there's two screws, both at the bottom. I've taken one out so I can quickly take the other one out on video so I don't like have a bunch of jump cuts for you guys, because I know not jump cutting is annoying, but too many is annoying too. So once you get that apart, it's clipped together on the back, so you got to be careful, but it will lift off relatively easy, and you can see the entire brain of one of these bad boys. Not too complicated, to be fully honest with you. So now you're left with these two halves. So these buttons, they just kind of lift out, and it's kind of hard to get used to the feeling of it. But you just got to kind of pry it up with your finger, like, I can't tell if you can see or not. You may need to use a screwdriver, but you just got to kind of lift it up over here, and at the same time push it in with your finger, and it'll just pop right out. And these are obviously washable, and I do not believe they're interchangeable, but they do only fit in one direction, so you don't need to worry about distinguishing between the two. So again, I'm pushing with my finger on this side, and you get this side lifted up with a screwdriver, and it should come out relatively easily. So then you're left with just this piece, washable, obviously. Now you're down here with the board. Now this is a board that you don't want to clean with like heavy duty air, because these wheels that sense the ball's movement are very, very fragile. You can still use air, just not like a heavy air compressor, which is what I usually use, so I'm going to have to use it on a very low setting. There are two screws on each side. There are two brass screws. So I'm going to go ahead and quickly remove those for you guys. Sorry, I'm not doing any jump cuts in this video, but I think two screws is kind of a waste of jump cut. I may stand corrected now because I can't even get the screw out. Let me get the other one real quick. Alright, now your board should just lift out. However, your wire, like every other controller ever made, your wire is tangled around little cylinders just to keep it from getting moved around too much and fraying. So unravel that, and your board should lift right out with literal ease. Like, it's really easy to get out, to be honest. If yours isn't, then you've probably missed one of the two screws. I don't know what to say. So you can clean the board with air or whatever your means of doing that are, and you're left with the bottom piece here, which is obviously washable. The top piece to wash your two buttons, your bottom plate ball cover thing, and the ball itself. That's all washable, all these pieces right here. So I'm going to go ahead and wash everything, and I'll be back with the reconstruction of the mouse. Excuse me. Alright, here we are, ready to put the controller back together. If you cleaned this with air, I personally didn't, just because the wheels aren't that dirty, and those are the only things that really need cleaned. But if you clean it with air, make sure everything's back together normally. Not necessarily back together, but make sure nothing came apart, I should say. So first thing you should do in theory is put the board back in, and I'm not going to cut out the screws because there's just two screws and everything. So I go ahead and wrap the cable back through those plastic little cylinders that hold it up into the air. I think I did that wrong, actually. Yeah, that looks better. So it goes like that, wraps around like that because I got confused, and you have two smaller brass screws. Those are the screws that hold the board in place if you can't remember. So let me put these in real lickety-split for you. I say as I can't even get this one lined up. And I'm sure you guys aren't even doing this at home. You're just watching it because you either want to see what the inside of this looks like, or you feel bad for me. One of those two. But I appreciate for you guys watching nonetheless. Alright, so now the board's back in place. It's obviously going to rattle a little bit, but it's not going to fall out. Now we're going to take this thing. Now, this is the top half. You can see mine didn't come very clean because this is all yellowing. I thought it might have been dirt from like someone using it so much. This was yellowing, which didn't come off, which sucks, but I mean, it still works. So you take each piece and you figure out which one fits where. I think this one fits over here. I'm not actually sure, to be honest. And you can tell. I mean, they're really... This one wouldn't even have gone this far if it was the wrong one. And you just basically... Actually, there we go. You just basically push it down and it'll snap into place. And you can test it. I mean, it won't actually make a clicking noise because there's no board under it. But it should still work. Just take it, press it down, and it fits in real easily, honestly. And so now... Go ahead, take your board and your top piece, and you want to connect the back half first, like this, because it has clips. Then you can drop the rest of it back into place. It should fit relatively snug, and I'm going to only put one screw in, because you guys don't need to see me put both screws in. One screw will hold it together. See, I'm going to put one screw in, you can put both screws in, obviously. So then you're going to take your ball piece, which I cleaned, and it turned out better. Not amazingly better, though. Drop that back into place. And take your little cover piece and click it back into place, and you're basically done. Let me put in this last screw just to show you guys the completely finished product. Luckily those screws go in really fast. And we're done. Here you have it, perfectly good, cleaned and restored SNES, sorry, mouse. Pretty easy to do, honestly. The buttons may throw you off a bit at first, but they're really easy to do in theory. So yeah, that's pretty much it. So thank you for watching, everyone, and please leave a like or subscribe for more videos like this.